And that's it, guys. That is the end of the course. So in this course, what we went over are scopes and closures, how lexical scoping works in JavaScript, how you can kind of look at just the text of the code and know which variable is bound to which potential aspect of memory. Also closures, how we can close over other variables, capture other variables, create our own little scope chains during runtime. We talked about things like immediately invoked function expressions, which are very useful. I'm sure you've seen them before being used. Hopefully the syntax is a lot less scary now. We talked about ES 2015 block scoping, which is a fantastic feature added in last year's ECMA script, which is available in most browsers. And if it's not, Babel to the rescue, of course. We talked about this, something that confuses a lot of people, the execution context. What is this? Again, this is determined by how the function is called, but can be overridden with a handful of things. It can be overridden by apply, bind, call, or ES 2015 arrow functions, which allow us to change how this works. We can change based off of a new stage 0 proposal, which I hope comes into the language at least in 2017. It didn't make it into 2016, unfortunately, but we talked about the new scoping operator. And then we talked about prototypes. What's a prototype? What does the new keyword do? What does object create? How do we do prototypal inheritance? And all of that fun stuff. What's a constructor function? And so on. And even ES 2015 classes, which allow us to write class hierarchies in a more traditional manner that still, at the end of the day, still use prototypal inheritance, but allow us to write our classes a lot cleaner without a bunch of boilerplate code. And that's it. I know this course may seem very academic, but that's kind of the nature of this sort of thing. You do need to keep all of this stuff in mind as you're writing JavaScript, and I encourage people to go over bits that they're still confused about, and especially if you are reading or writing code that you might not understand because it makes use of a closure or a prototype or something like that. I tried to organize the videos so that you should be able to come in and rewatch those videos to hopefully get a better perspective of how that code works. And this is the stuff that I truly believe every JavaScript developer should know, especially a developer going from being a beginner at the language to a more intermediate developer. And but don't be discouraged if some of this stuff seems a little academic or odd, because the truth of the matter is JavaScript is a very odd language. Quite frankly, Netscape created the whole language back in the 90s, and it kind of feels like they were just wondering what kind of weird stuff they could slip by. But yeah, stuff and things. I hope you enjoyed the course, and I will see you guys all later.